Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it has certainly been a long time since we've been on the PS3, haven't we, with all these fun, how would you even say it, PS3 friend requesting. Oh boy, fun shenanigans they are right here. You know, I'm not going to really cover much, in terms of what this is going to be about, because obviously this is going to be just slightly different compared to what I reckon most people will be normally sourcing about. But I suppose if, for anyone who recalls what happened, well, as of the 28th of April, but a little over a month ago, there was a certain notorious decision made by the current CEO of Sony of America, Jim Ryan, with the decision to close the PS3 PSN Store alongside with PSP and PS Vita. And whilst I understand the PSP is still just going to be gone, the other two, PS3 and PS Vita, they're still being upheld for now. So, long story short, I made a nice couple purchases of a 10,000 yen card as well as a 5,000. The last of which was probably far back as 2013 in June, I believe. And that, yes, when I did a one-off kind of experimentation. So, what's the gist of this video? Well, I kind of figured you no doubt know me for some like critique commentaries, you know, all kinds of games and that, most of the PS3 variety, but occasionally delving into a couple other oddities here and there. Yeah, only one PS1, that was Gran Turismo 2 up to that point, but I've kind of figured, well, you know what, the PS1 seller does need some love in that, and, well, what do we have here? And yes, those are English games, but that was about the only two I could get, considering that I had still about somewhere, well, £10-12 in that, and I've kind of figured, well, I'll get onto it in a little bit, but essentially, yes, I have bought quite a bit, and some of these, oh my fucking goodness, they are obscure as all fuck, and that, but, right, to get to the little gist of it, because I do reckon this isn't going to cover so much these games, although, yeah, that's another type. Yeah, Loco Roco, I'm half tempted to cover, but that's not for this. Essentially, yeah, I have a bunch here of different games and that, and essentially, I guess, I'm not so much thinking about the English ones, it's the Japanese ones I'm really interested in covering, and I guess we'll go through them one by one if I can remember all the names, because I do intend to cover these in a intentional order of just which ones I play and which ones I get completed through first. So, yeah, Monster Rancher 2, yeah, Galaxian, I think it's Project 3 Dragoon Galaxian in that 3, something like that. The Namco Museum Encore, which, interesting enough, of the 6, and it's the only ones that's Japanese exclusive, so hurrah for that, I suppose, yeah. The First Clock Tower, First Sphere, Tumba 2, and this game, highly fucking obscure, yeah, I forget the Japanese title, but it's basically called The Reportage Beyond the Sea. Very fucking obscure, and you know that when this is sort of an iconic format. I guess it's not so much obscure now, but it's kind of the king of obscure games, but not in the sense that it's super well hidden and that, not unlike that, which is, well, we'll see about that. This, I don't know the name, it's like some pet raising simulator, it's got something like that, but don't know the name of that. Yeah, Desert Island, easy enough, some of them are indeed very weirdly English, and this is something like a mining, or what was it, Go Mr... I wish I'd done my research, but I'm only queuing in for the one video this time, so forgive me if I get some of these wrong. That, I don't know the name of it, it is obviously fishing. Yeah, kind of reminds me of, what was it, the River Kings that I believe a certain Tomao, favourite Let's Play of mine, once covered. That was a different kind of game altogether, but very similar gameplay, so I'm kind of keen with that. Dare I say the name wrong with this? Yes, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon 2. Yes, this one's going to be a bastard to play in Japanese, but fuck paying £250 plus for a like PS1 copy that's not even like great quality. Fuck that. Yeah, that's called the Submarine, I believe. Yeah, part of a simple 1500 series and that, as far as I tell, like cheap kind of games and that, but still playable and that, you know, very much intriguing. Yeah, it's the putt golf, I think, putter and that, one of the two, just basically putt golf and that, which is And train with that. That is the helicopter. And that'll be an intriguing one to try out as well. Monster Rancher Hobart. Arguably one of the only games on this list I've played, but getting an English copy is next to fucking impossible. And so I'll have to make do with Japanese, and which thankfully, well, I'll say my thoughts. And I'm not going to get too much into it, but that it's a farming kind of, not in the same vein as Harvest Moon, but Astronoka, I think it says, yeah, Astronoka. Very intriguing indeed. This is probably one of the only other ones I've played. Maybe, question mark. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, was it, oh fucking hell. How can I not remember the name of this? Borworld? Not Borworld. Fuck. I'm getting some of these names wrong here. That's an obvious one. Kingsfield 2. That sort of a pet simulator, but not quite. It's kind of a guy like, again, I don't know the name of it. I'm probably pretty terrible at these. That, easy enough, Mr. Driller. Yeah. This is called Wild Pure Simple Life. I know it had a different name and that for the Western release, which again was highly fucking obscure. But yeah, this, very intriguing to say the least of what I'll make with that. And, yeah, Lunatic Dawn 3. This one was a really intriguing one with the makers of Bomberman. Was it Werstorf Estlea? Intriguing RPG, and then finally this Bushido Blade, which, actually, to be fair, I have actually played that, but some of these games you're talking about, it has been over 2 fucking decades since I've last played some of these, like, Bushido Blades, definitely, Mr. Driller, I think I played on the Dreamcast, I want to say, but again, it's been a while. That also, I think it's been quite a long time, but I think I had it on the Dreamcast, I'm fairly sure. But again, very long time as you can imagine. That was probably the, I don't know what happened, because I should still have a copy of that, but it's probably lost to time and that, unfortunately, as I've had a few of the discs and that, so I'd say that's probably the one I remember the most, and that, and thankfully, well, as I say, we won't be jumping the gun. What I reckon I'll be doing here, yes, indeed, this is a bit of a funny one, because indeed, this is a game I have actually played, but it has been, dear God, it has been so long, so fucking long since I've last touched a game of this kind. Yeah, no, and you'll see why. And yeah, the glorious. Again, apology, you'll no doubt see me from the background because of the fucking sunlight. Yeah, trying to record this any time that's not winter is a bit of a bitch because of the window and just, yeah, alas, trying to move the TV for a different place now has proven fruitless, so yeah, fun times with that, but yeah, so this is indeed the Japanese version, and you're probably wondering why I'm going to be doing a multi-part of this, because it's that extensive, but I'm not actually going to be playing this very long. I'm only playing this for one part, despite doing multiple parts. If you're confused as to why that might be, yeah, I'll get to that near the end of the video. It's because of, you'll probably know why, and that, but yeah. Christ. Yeah, the idea. What is, I guess, the Monster Rancher series, kind of like, trying to think way back to when I first played this, and as a 3, 4, 5-year-old, my memories are very vague, and that, the only thing I can remember was a couple of the obscure creatures, of which one you'll actually probably see right off the bat, you know, and just the errantries and that, but I'll get more into that later on down the road. Just in regards to the training, it's just like, holy fuck. And just, you know, oh yes. Indeed, none of them there and that, but yeah, the whole thing with this game, how you summon and get monsters, it's, oh, that was it, the mochi. The idea of training monsters through these disc stones, ideally called CDs, and certainly it's a little bit funky in terms of the designs and everything, and it's just like, holy fuck. Definitely an obscure game, but no, not really. You know, but this is arguably to be, out of all the 4 main entries, Yeah, this is meant to be the main one that is kind of the most popular. Though, you'll see why this is a bit strange, because it's Monster Rancher 2, but the next, well... Oh yeah, Monster Farm, no, correct, I'll be corrected here, no, apparently it's Monster Farm, and that... Very interesting, the title of that, yeah. So, in Japanese, what the fuck am I saying? Over in Japan, in the Eastern lands, it's known as Monster Farm. Monster Farm 2 specifically. Over in the West, though, it's known as Monster Rancher. Also, I'm thinking here, do I have the right memory card? I don't believe so, because I've got this on a different memory card. I'm going to find out for the moment. Why, hello there, folks. Oh, fucking hell. The issues when you don't pay attention to your battery power life, that is a bit of a problem. Although, to be fair, it did go on for a little longer than expected, so... Alright, where was I again? Yeah, essentially, we're trying to find the memory cards, and there's a reason why I'm not going the Monster Rancher ones, because I've only made a single save. Now, yeah, this is load. Nope, that's not the correct one. You'll have to forgive me for a moment here, I've kind of done a goof. Let's see, is it this one? Check. I'll be one once that's right. Also, just to make things extra confusing, yeah, you see how it's X to enter and circle to go back? Because this is Japanese, it's the other way around. Like that. Fucking hell. Right. Nope, that didn't have it. Oh, how can I get this wrong? You know what, I bet you it's this and that fucking Monster Rancher hop about. I bet you it is. Fucking hell. Let's see. I was fucking right. Of course. Ah, jeez. So, okay. Here we go. I'm about to navigate this in Japanese, and even though I'm more familiar with this than what I should be, I'm probably going to still get something horribly wrong. And you'll no doubt see why that is. So, specifically in regards to... Well, I'll let the game sort of speak for itself for at least the next couple of minutes in that, because what I want to do, actually, is just kind of get the gist of what this game's all about. So, alright, as I was saying before, Monster Rancher, in this game's case, Monster Farm, yeah, it's essentially... What you do is you either, like, it depends. In this game I kind of feel like you could actually buy them for the market, but that's probably the less interesting choices. Basically, only really the case if the CD function fucks up, which I guess for some unfortunate consoles, and as I suspect might actually be for this digital game, it's strange. But I'll say why that is later on. But essentially, what you do is that you get these disc zones via CDs, and bearing in mind that this is a bit more of a problem today than it was back in the 90s or early 2000s, simply because DVDs at that point were either very rare, like not easy to come across, or they were non-existent, whereas now they're all over the fucking place. It's CDs that are now in the minority. You know, the only games discs I could say that are safely... What would you say? Safely CDs are either PS1 games, old PC games that I'm talking about proper old, like before the 21st century now, and probably certain old music discs that you can be reasonably sure are indeed CDs. But yeah, pretty much that's kind of the gist of it, and from what I gathered, yeah, pretty much the idea is that you train these little monsters, which I believe, I mean, this is probably a bit of a piss poor example starting off, but there is actually quite a bit of diversity. It's not like with Pokemon where it's all one form, one body and that. They're a bit strange because in this game there's about around 45 species, of which a good number of them are indeed locked behind either certain ranks, or in more likely cases having to go way out your way to get some of the more rare and unique ones, as it were. But that's the thing, that's just a species. Like, basically this game, if I can actually show it off, I'll go here. Yeah, pretty much you'll see here, and now it's got stats and that, yeah. if you probably wondering, yeah, the yellow one's basically life, and that basically easy enough. Well, how much hit it has. Not B. The red one's power. That basically, it's got a weird function, but it has like two functions for the most part. I don't know what the life one is. That I don't think it lowers the critical chance, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, the basically determines your physical raw power as well as a bit of physical defense. The green one, as far as well as intelligence, that basically determines the opposite, magical prowess, and a bit of magical defense here and there. Then the pink one is skill, which basically determines your overall accuracy, as well as, I think, increasing crit chance and that against opponents. Meanwhile, the speed one, the light cyan colour, that is speed. Pretty much is opposite, increases your invasion, and I think it has slightly increases your guts, but I could be wrong on that. Probably am with that one. And finally, the dark blue, if I'm remembering correctly, is defense, and that where essentially that acts as overall defense, you know. So, and I think that also, no, it doesn't. I'm not sure. Is it like? I think it's more like the defense that decreases critical chances, but I mean, who the fuck knows? It's probably guts reduction if I'm remembering correctly, and that because yeah, there's a bunch of moves that do decrease guts. So, and what is guts exactly? Pretty much what enables you to use the fucking attacks, and yeah, these things. Ah, Christ. Certainly, it is a bit interesting in terms of, but actually, what I'll do. Fucking hell. Yeah, with this, pretty much also the system here, yeah, there's a lot you can do, but also being in Japanese, it's not going to be the most exciting, and in all honesty, it's not likely going to be that way for, shall we say, too much longer? It's only because, primarily the fact that when it comes to this game and that, it's not easy to play in English, and I'll show you why. In fact, what we'll do here, if I check, yeah, because I know that's train, that's entries and that. I'm trying to think what's the best way I can show this off, because I'm doing a piss job right now of, you know what, fuck it. I guess why not, because obviously you see here, these are the different ones, and before you ask, no, I had to learn this the hard way, just basically, what does it increase and what does what? I had no fucking idea when I was playing, and you can probably tell I'm not what you call very good. Actually, no, one thing I'll do actually, go back, because I want to tie this up like a battle. If I remember correctly. Nope, not doing that. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll show off some battles and that, but that won't be till a little later on, because as you can imagine, I'm going to get fucking pumped if I try to do anything too substantial and that. So, alright, let's see. Oh yeah, remember her Kosha, but it's just too bad this is all in fucking Japanese. And yeah, you know, like these kind of cutesy training montages. Fuck. I'm genuinely curious if what's it? The game actually. I don't know. I'm trying to think here. If the music actually changes and that, in terms of what it is you. Fuck. I so want to say it. But what I'll do actually, just not be too much of a dickwad. Yeah, that's the problem, because to get something that's balanced, you need to really understand the fundamentals of the game, how it is you raise monsters and that, and it's kind of a bit of a bitch to understand if you don't actually know what it is you're doing. But what I'll do, I'll show one of the harder ones. And yeah, just, holy fuck. Bloody hell. Pish. Yeah, I swear it's not the high rate. I don't know if it's because I've raised it wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm doing something incorrect and I just can't see it because there's a sort of English barrier. As you can fucking imagine, yeah, there is a language barrier, and it's a lot harder to do in a language you don't understand, especially when the mechanics are as prickly as they are. Like if you fuck up, it's just like, where the fuck do you even go? It's just not even workable, unfortunately. But there we go. So yeah, essentially that's kind of just obviously once you do get, you know, the training in that, you're not gonna really faff about in that. Yeah, no, but obviously later on in that. Let's see. Alright, we'll go for one more. Let's see. Yeah, it's just that kind of thing, pretty much. You want to try and raise the best kind of monster, but, you know, obviously, it's... Yeah, as I say, I'm refraining from saying much, simply because I've got a bit of a surprise. Also, I don't know if that means it's tired. Probably it does. Oh, fuck, I think it's... You know what, fuck it. Yeah. Fuck yous. I'll just have to do a bit more iterating. Let's see, I know that means it's very well. At least from what I can tell. Right. Fuck it, just go for another heavy. Now, if I remember correctly, this I think is... This is, I think, the speed one? Yeah, indeed. So, yeah, indeed. This is certainly... I would need to show off more of this and that, because I feel like I'm only showing a little bit. And there's obviously only so much I can cover in the first part. Although this is the second part of the first one, because the camera died on me and there's no way I can cover it. In fact, to be honest, I don't think we're going to cover this in one part anyway. So maybe that might actually be a good thing, to be fair. Let's see. So it's kind of a... How would you say it? A balancing act, but... Yeah, you'll see how things change up over the course of the game. Oh yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, indeed. The entries, also this is, yeah, the text is all different, as you can probably tell. Also, yeah, it's stressed. How do I know that? Because it's the way the dialogue is and that, like, you begin to pick up these things, like, once you played it enough, in a language you do understand. And how does I know that? Well, indeed, time shall be told soon enough. So, alright, now let's get to the fun bits, and now we actually get to do some battling. And I don't know what that means. Hold on, I'm kind of curious. Is that actually a B rank, or is this no, not B rank. No, I don't understand why that is. Basically, okay, something's probably happened. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's kind of in a language like, this is obviously, it's still in the tutorial part where it keeps reminding you, oh, like, watch for your health and you know, you can press this button to give up or whatever. It's kind of like that. So, here we are. Ah, yeah. Oh boy, this music's hitting nostalgia feels. Though I only really know that from, I believe, a playthrough I watched. God, this would have been... Would this have been way back in 2015 before? Fuck. It's been years, lately. And indeed, Monster Rancher 2, except this one's actually in Japanese. So, this is going to be a bit strange because, obviously, the combat mechanics are a bit different. Like, there's either you can let the AI do its own thing, which is almost horrible, dear, or you take control of it. And how it works is that you have direct control over what it does and doesn't do. And yeah, pretty much the idea is, once you get into battle, you then start to pick the moves. Oh fuck. That's a fucking terrible start. Oh fuck. What? Fucking hell. It's R1? That is not the case in the other versions. Fuck off. Ah, the hell. Oh, well, as you can tell, his physical attacks are pish. But, oh well. Yeah, as I say, I'm not expecting to win any of these, because its stats are fucking bad. But, to be fair, I'm doing not bad, but even then I'm going to lose. Alright. just keep a distance. At least it was. Oh. Oh fuck. Yep, KO'd. I'm not surprised about that, but yeah, as I say, I think there's a reason why I speculate the Japanese one might be a bit fucked in terms of the disc reading stuff. My reasoning for this is simply because of the fact this is a digital game, so I don't know if it's fucking up trying to read it. And again, I'll say why I know that for certain in just probably a few minutes from now, actually, once I get through these other two fights, and I'm thus concluding the little introductory segment. Oh boy. I bet even though this is actually one of the easiest fights with the whole thing, because how fucking weak it is. Yep, there we go. Oh, hell. Pesh! Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, this is like literally as easy as it gets. Oh boy. Fucking hell. Yeah, there's another thing that affects your status. It has to do with loyalty, and that's basically how well you treat it. But yeah, there's a bit of a problem with this in terms of how you do the fighting, because also, my goodness, that fucking... Yeah, it's basically how well you treat it in terms of not just like displaying the right moments, praising the right moments, but also there's a thing called I think it's a status kind of thing, like, you know, whether it's like, you know, it's soft, strict, and then the extreme versions of that, and then kind of going from there. Oh my goodness. Cunt. Oh, I won that one. Surprisingly. But yeah. Indeed. So yeah, pretty much my thing with that is that it basically determines if it does what the game calls mockery, where it just basically fucks about, and therefore makes it very easy to hit. Yeah, although it looks like I'm going up against what I believe is it's not the Metal Suizo, I forget. You know, as I say, I've learned a bit more about what is sufficient in terms of training and all that for Monster Rancher 2, or in this case, in Monster Farm 2. And oh boy, the joys they had with that. You know, it's this kind of game that has a bit of a unique dynamic to it. And just holy fuck. As I say, I'm not what you'd call new to this now, but obviously I had a bit of a piss per trial, and I feel like as far as the Japanese one goes, it's still going to be pish, simply because of the language barrier. I can't really fully understand. Like, if something fucks up, the only way I can tell is just like if the person's angry or not, and that's kind of about it, but that means I'm royally fucked up. Like, fucking hell. Probably better after fucking doing this. And even then, it's pish damage. Like, fucking hell. That's the only good thing. The guts regen of some monsters are very, very fucking good. There we go. So, I surprisingly managed to win that one. Didn't let him get off a single hit. And I'll probably unless he wins... No, actually, no, he can't. And so, it's probably going to be a refight. And that would be very surprising because I think I've only participated 2, maybe 3 tournaments in this one, and I've not won a single one. Yeah, indeed. Yep, rematch. I guess that would be something if I managed to fucking win despite having what I would consider a terrible monster, only because this was just kind of like, yeah, sort of little starting with this. Oh, fuck. Alright, headbutt. It's literally like fucking worthless. Oh, go away. Fuck. Just have to keep punching it. It's pish damage, but oh well. That's it. Okay, good. Fuck. There we go. Fucking trash. Oh fuck. Yeah, now I'm a risk of losing this. Alright. Come on. wet. I bet I'm not going to win this. Alright. Let's see, I'll risk it. Go, go, go. Alright. Ah! Fuck. Well, no. I tried. Yeah. Didn't get so lucky that time, but I mean, what can you do, really? But yeah, it is unfortunate because that's the thing. When you're trying to do some of this, it's a bit more, shall we say, it's not what I would call easy. But there we go. So I reckon that will probably be that because, yeah, funny enough, yeah, he who I got for the first actual monster, it's a bit of a titular character, as you can tell, almost the same as Suezo in a sense, and that. But yeah, I don't think that was rightfully earned, and that. And you want to know why that is? No, they've actually also pish stats, but oh well. Anywho, eye is off. Yep, there we go. So you want to know why that is? Obviously, I'm going to quit without saying this. Fuck that. The reason for this, and I don't really need to say much in regards to this because it's a bit, how would you say this? Out of all the games I've really played, I already knew that Monster Rancher 2 was going to be a bit of an iffy one. And actually playing it, it's like, it's, well, I'll let this to the talk itself, but essentially, yeah, it's a bit iffy when you really enjoy a game, but it's like the launch bar fucks you over in such a degree that it's like, you know, it's funny enough with some games like Shin Megami Tensei 1, 2 and F, and where if you fuck up then it's like, okay, fair enough, you kind of get a feel for the mechanics, but there's no like long lasting punishment like there is with this game. Like if you don't understand it, you have a shit monster that you spend a lot of time that's just not going to be as good, and it's just, no. It is a fucking pish. Absolute pish. But there you go, so, okay. Oh, what's this? Tecmo, eh? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Indeed. This is indeed the one and the very same. Except, this is indeed Monster Rancher. Yes, no two. And I mean, yeah, probably you've seen this intro already and that, but yeah, I'll just skip to the bit and that. So indeed, this is just Monster Rancher. Yeah, nothing else to it. Although interesting enough, with the Japanese there's 4 options, this was 3. I believe it was new game, load, and 1p versus 2p. There's no options for this. Like, I don't know why that is. I thought maybe it was a language thing, but no, pretty much you can't adjust the volume whatsoever, so hooray for getting the game a bit later and that. But my goodness. So yeah, pretty much this is where the rest of the commentaries shall take place. Probably, as you can tell. No, you can't tell. Give me a moment. So, probably as you can tell here, yes, Monster Rancher, free space, only 1 bit left. Yep. I have been playing a lot. Yeah, so what I reckon I'll do, I'll have to kind of do this in a weird roundabout way where I'm going to start covering, I would say, several critical points, but I'm going to have to work out which one's which, whilst also showing off more of the game, as it were. So that way, at least, you get a bit of action, you get a bit of fun exploring, and just all that jazz. But yeah, I'll have to work this out and that, and hopefully before long, we'll get right to the actual juicy bit. All in English, so in terms of what I guess you would call this a sort of recollection going back through the Japanese games, old and actually covered them, this is the only one where it's both looking at a Japanese game it isn't. And yep, I only bought it because it was only £70. Expensive? Fucking hell yeah. But compared to others, it's actually cheap, but there you go. So I'll see you guys for the next part. Till it, folks.